Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon a DirecTV original program by the name of Black Mirror. Black Mirror was originally a British anthology show, originally airing in the year of 2011. And then they had Series 2, they call them series in the UK, we call them seasons in the US. They had Series 1 that was in 2011, Series 2 in 2013, and now it just premiered on DirecTV on the Audience channel, where the original programs premiere, on both channels 101 and 239. And I'm going to talk about the second episode in Series 1 or Season 1 by the name of 15 Million Merits. And pretty much what Black Mirror, as I said, it's an anthology. As I said in my first review, it's an anthology show. None of the episodes are connected, so you don't have to watch the first episode in order to get to the second episode. It's an anthology in the sense of, like The Twilight Zone or Masters of Horror, Tales from the Crypt, those sort of shows, where you don't have to, jump into the first episode. You're able to watch one episode and get the gist of it. So the second episode takes place, several years in the future, where you pretty much have these, I guess you could say, slaves underground that have, not underground, but they have to work in order to gain their freedom. And they have this sense where they work on these exercise bikes, and when they work on these exercise bikes, they get this money. In order to move higher up in society, there is this sort of game show by the name of the Hotspot, and it's done in the sort of X Factor, The Voice, or American Idol sort of singing, where if they like you enough, you're able to advance in society. And all these people have, they call them doppels, but they're pretty much avatars, avatars you have, like on video games and stuff like that, like on the Wii, you have what they call the Me. So you have these avatars, and you pretty much, you live your life in this room, you work, you go out of this room, work on this exercise bike to pretty much fuel the community. You pretty much, you're a slave working for the better of the people. In this show, the people that are bigger, the people that weigh more, they're looked down upon. They're more of a, I guess you could say, they think of them pretty much as second-class citizens, for lack of a better word. And it's pretty much starts off as a sort of romance drama is what it starts off as. And it's, and of course, obviously, science fiction, of course, that's the overall premise. But that's pretty much the main plot. It's this man, he's pretty much a slave. You're also, pretty much forced to watch pornography. And if you don't watch the porn, you can skip, if you have enough money, you can skip to watch the pornography, but it'll take away money from what you have. So that's pretty much the main plot. He meets this girl, he ends up, big spoilers coming up. He ends up meeting this girl, and he ends up convincing her. He says, hey, you should go on this Hotspot show. I think you can make it. Of course, she doesn't. She ends up, becoming a part of what they call the Wraith Babes, ends up becoming on the pornographic show. He ends up actually moving up in society, for stuff I'll discuss later on. Anyways, that's pretty much the main gist of the second episode, titled 15 Million Merits, for Series 1 of the British Anthology DirecTV original program, the name of Black Mirror. Now, what was my thoughts on this episode? I really enjoyed the first episode, sort of a political drama. Click my review in the the comment bar below or in the description bar below for that. But this second episode was even better. I loved this episode. The script that Charlie Brooker wrote, he wrote all 6 episodes, all 3 episodes for the first series, all 3 episodes for the second series. It has his great style to it. I've only seen 2 things that he's done, both the first and second episode, National Anthem, the first one, and 15 Million Merits, the second one, and I really enjoy it. You can really tell that there are a lot of similarities in the writing, especially towards the end, where the crowd's saying, do it, they're saying, do it, they're really wanting him, to slit his throat, pretty much. I really like that scene towards the end, where he's like, pretty much, saying, we should cause a revolution, we shouldn't, be treated this way, is pretty much what he's saying, and I really enjoyed that scene. I believe the actor's name is Daniel Koala. He's been in films such as Chat Room and Kick-Ass 2 recently, and I really enjoyed him. I enjoyed him in Chat Room. He was great in that, and he was extremely good in the Black Mirror episode 2 titled 15 Million Merits. I really liked him. He portrayed his character in a great way, very romantic at first, and then all of a sudden, kind of had an art house vibe at times, with some of the camera angles, close-ups on the eyes, close-up on the hands, had kind of an art house vibe. I guess you could say an art house science fiction romance drama. I mean, I enjoyed it so much that for the reason that it was interesting. It's definitely one of the most different things I've probably ever seen on television. I've not really seen something so intriguing. I mean, I like a lot of television shows, and not all, but most television shows I like. I'm not really too hard to please when it comes to television shows. And the cool thing about Black Mirror was it was intriguing. It was interesting. It was different. It's not your normal run-of-the-mill show. You have this. It's not just a serial killer. It's not just a haunted house. It's actually very different. There's something very interesting going on about this. This future, reality that's going on, and I really like it. Every episode seems to have like an underlining, sort of underlining moral message to it, or sort of, I guess you could say, a sort of satire to it that really makes it just an interesting episode. I love how, it has so many different things going on. It goes from first being just a very romantic drama, and I thought it was going to stay that way, to where it gets really dramatic towards the end. And I love the whole concept of the show. That's probably the best thing about it, besides, Daniel Kaluuya, the British actor, and he's great in it. But probably my second favorite thing about it is the overall concept. Starting off as a slave, having to work your way up in society, and that's just a really cool concept that I just really liked. Working on the exercise bikes, the having to work for the money, obviously not wanting to run out, and eventually he ended up getting his own show on the internet or whatever, on the computer or whatever, and he works his way up in society. I really like that. Kind of almost a tragedy tale, because the girl that he, pretty much, his love interest, the girl he fell in love with, ends up becoming part of that pornography wraith babes, and obviously there was some, and I love the whole corrupt government, the whole juice box thing. He didn't drink it, because he used the same crushed box that his love interest that had drank. So you can see there's kind of I guess you could say, a somewhat corrupt government going on. But overall, I really enjoyed Black Mirror, the second episode. It's definitely a different series. Don't go into this expecting something you've seen before. Definitely different than anything that I've ever seen. And that's probably the best thing about it, is that it's different. It's interesting. And that's why I enjoy it so much. It comes on every Tuesday night, I believe, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock for everyone else. I don't know how DirecTV is going to air it. I don't know if they're going to air both, because it's already premiered. Both Series 1, like I said, premiered in 2011. Series 2 is 2013. I don't know if they plan on airing both series or seasons back to back. But either way, I'm going to keep watching, whether it's online or on my TV, because it's such a great show. Anyways, once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek for my Black Mirror Series 1, Episode 2 review by the name of 15 Million Merits. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I will see you guys later with more videos by Centipede Geek.